Well, all right. Today's, let's see, Thursday. It's July the 28th. I'm down here at the farm at Bible Grove today. It's about 10:30. Came down this morning to do a little bit of repair work on a ditch witch. Had a friend of mine tell me that machines like that are about 40% of the time they're something that you're working on, and some 60% of the time there's something that you're working with. And I think that's probably the case. But I've got a bearing that's out. I've got to put that on, and then at 12:30, I'm meeting who turns out to be my third cousin, Chris Lewis, the electrician, who's going to help us bring power in. So I'm meeting him here at 12:30. So just a couple things to do today, but I just thought I'd give you an update of what's going on. I'm gonna grab some tools and hike back in here to the machine and see if I can get this piece put on. I've got some penetrant to spray on it. It's kind of rusty. I'm gonna let that soak for a minute. And then I've got some big pipe wrenches to try to pull this bearing out. And it shouldn't be that big a deal. I hope. So we'll see. Well, and I must be living right because I came in here, put the pipe wrench on, and that thing is moving. So we'll get that big nut right there taken off, and it's this bearing and this cog that we're replacing. Doesn't seem to be that big a deal so far. Doesn't really matter. You can see that that whole bearing is completely missing and gone. And this is where it gets really the force to when you put it in the ground and you're digging a trench. That's where it gets the force to do that. So I monkeyed with it for a pretty good while, and I think the idea now, it looks like obviously somebody has come in here and welded in this plate again because it's been worn out. And I think the only way for me to get this out now is to come back in here with a grinder or a cutting wheel and cut this plate back out, take this whole system out, put the new one in and weld this piece back in again. That's about the only way I see to get that out, because there's a retaining clip inside here that's behind this bearing, and you can't get on that clip anywhere to get it off. So that's just going to be a something. Anyway, that's more than I can get into today. And it's about 1:30, and I haven't had lunch, and I'm about done. So I'm going to go take the ditch witch back and hide it back in the woods where we keep it, and fight this one on a different day. 2 o'clock, I put the ditch witch up, and I decided to take out a stump while I had it started, so it didn't feel like a wasted trip. I did that. It's starting to thunder off in the distance. Supposed to have some rain moving in this afternoon. So I'm going to head back to Franklin, grab a bite to eat on the way out, and come back with a new plan on another day. Well, good morning. It's Saturday. Today's the last day of July. Tomorrow's August the 1st. And got kind of a late start this morning, but it's going to be a cool day. I think the high today is only 85, and it's about 9 o'clock. So I've got a couple of things I got to get done today, and one is I've got to do some welding and cutting on the ditch witch front. My cousin Danny's going to come over in about an hour. He's a great welder, been working with steel most of his life, building everything. He's built a boat out of steel. It's crazy. But he's going to come by and give me some ideas on best way to do this. And then we should be able to get the machine operational here pretty quick. It's the boom that does the trenching that has the issue, so I really don't need it yet. I'm still in the process of clearing stumps and putting in the road. I'm using the excavator arm on it mostly right now. But this is something that has to be done before we start trenching. And then last time I was here, I met Chris Lewis, my electrician, third cousin, down here, and we've kind of got a game plan on what to do about bringing the power in the trench, and hopefully get a meeting with Lexington Electric in the next couple of weeks to get that plan started. And that's just kind of the update of where we are. Water line our water meter should go in probably this coming week, and I could start digging that supply line. I'm just going to bring it out to the end of the driveway just so we will have water here when we need it. There's going to be some concrete pads that'll have to be poured back here. We'll need water at some point pretty soon, and just be nice to have it. And so we'll bring that in. It's just one more step. I told somebody the other day, it's like eating an elephant. You know, you just have to chew the next bite. So that's what we're down here doing today, chewing on the elephant. So on second thought, the plan actually is going to be to cut this side out, because this is where the retaining pin is on this side. If I cut that side out, I've still got to get this cog past it, and there's too much of the old that's just not going to work. So if I cut here and here and take this whole piece out, then that whole cog will come with it. Safety first.
Hit the red button to stop it.
Okay, we're recording.
Okay.
That's my Uncle Danny right there, Danny Skates. Everybody knows Danny Skates.
And he can't help it.
And he can't help it. All right, so what we did was, about dropped the camera. What we did was we just cut out that cog. Let's see, wasn't any way to get to it, so we just cut it out. And now we can take the two pieces apart here and see how the new one is supposed to go back in, and then we got to figure out how to weld in the piece that we cut out. But hey, don't buy your cutoff wheels at Harbor Freight. Get them at Home Depot. They're a whole lot better. How you gonna do it?
Oh. Well, I can't even get in behind there. Something's in the way.
Uh-oh.
No, I ain't in bad shape here. Are you there?
Yep.
Uh-oh, I ain't.
It's all right. Tack it, yeah, it's about right there. It's still got a big gap, doesn't it?
Huh,
Well,
yeah.
that's about the width of that blade.
Huh?
That's what's missing.
Yeah.
That one could be tightened up a little bit, couldn't it? Well, all right. So we have a new sprocket and new bearing in there. We had to cut all this out on both sides, weld it back together. And yes, that is called welding. It doesn't look like welding. It's what I call booger welding, but it works. And we tested it, and it's good. It doesn't have any play in it. Got the tension, got the chain tension back on it, and it'll dig. It'll do good. So when we get ready to do our trenching, now we're ready. So I'd like to thank my cousin Danny, or my Uncle Danny. He's my mother's first cousin. I guess he's my second cousin. Thanks Danny Skates for coming out and giving me a hand. He was a big help. A lot of things you can't do with just two hands. I was able to get the front, a lot of just stumps and old roots and things out of the entrance way while I was waiting for Danny to get here. So I feel like I got something done today, not just a maintenance day. And I can hear it kind of thundering off in the distance, and it's about 1 o'clock, and I'm hot and I'm kind of tired. And I think it's a good time just to stop and head on back and get a little bit of rest this weekend. Next weekend we'll be back down, probably talking to water and power again. And then they're going to be out here. I called 811 dig last week, and they should have everything marked for us for telephone, gas, water, and electric that's in the ground. So that's good. It's just more positivity. So I'll show you what it looks like. It's got a good even and flat flow here to it now, and starting to look like something, you know? Starting to look like something. Let's go back this way. See, that's much more like a driveway. Looks like there's something in there now. Looking good. All right, we're heading to Franklin.